What is up, guys? It's Token here. It's a new week, which means we're here on Showdown for another Showdown live, as we are going to build a new team, test a new team, and then feature a new team in our Climbing the Ladder VGC Battle Spot live Battle Spot series. So definitely thank you all so much for coming out and checking this out. I really do appreciate that. And definitely leave a like, subscribe maybe if you don't want to miss future episodes of our Showdown lives, as we do build a lot of VGC teams, and this can really help you get adjusted to the format and see how to team build in the format. And if you don't want to miss any of the episodes where we use the team that we're currently about to build in our Showdown, in our Battle Spot laddering series, definitely hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it. Anyways, though, today we don't have a special guest, unfortunately. So what we're actually going to do here today, since we don't have a special guest, is I'm going to be building a team of my own, because I felt I made a team that was pretty good that I wanted to feature. I just haven't had time, like most people have time, to ladder up a team all the way up the ladder. I've had zero time to do that. I was actually getting pretty high on the ladder with the team until my all my line information was hacked. I was using a NuggetBridge.com got hacked, which is NuggetBridge. For those of you who don't know what NuggetBridge is, it's the leading way, honestly, to share VGC information in America. Japan has their own website, which is also a really good website, but it's a leading way to share VGC information in America. It's a good website. It used to be great, but then they made some changes that I'm honestly not that fond of, but it's still a really good website. Lots of top battlers will do team reports on how, like, you'll probably see some London reports since London Regionals, London Nationals just wrapped up. So you'll probably see some team reports of teams from there that performed pretty well, and players explaining their experience and everything. It's really good at sharing information. It's not really good at the way they formatted everything. It's just kind of, I don't like the way it is now. And anyone can post vlogs, so there's a lot, well, not post blogs, but post forums. There's a lot of junk going on, as not everyone knows exactly what they're talking about, but overall, though, it is a really good website for VGC, so definitely check it out if you want. However, they did recently get hacked. My password was taken from that website that I happened to have been using for a few other things. Didn't think that they would be getting hacked, and now that was a lesson learned, not to use a password that is common, that you commonly use for a lower end website that doesn't really have good security. So lesson learned there. But my Showdown account was hacked, so I had to make a new Showdown account and start over, because I had to get in touch with a mod somehow to tell him to reactivate my account. I just didn't feel like going through all of that. Most of the mods are really hard to get a hold of, and the last thing I have is time to be wasting on stuff like that. So I just made a new Showdown account. So we won't be the highest when we do test this team, but we should still be able to get a show off exactly what the team can accomplish. Anyways, though, that's enough of me talking. Let's get right into building and using this team. So to start out the team, I actually took some ideas from RandomVGC. RandomVGC is she's a VGC battler, but she mainly is still learning, so she kind of asks around the community. She does do best of threes with a lot of quality battlers like Major Bowman and other players like that, but at the same time she's still learning a lot, so she takes teams from others, and then she'll put them in paste bins and everything for others to see what sets that they're using. Once they're done using the team, you can get a general idea of how some Pokemon work and what's a good set for certain Pokemon. So I took some ideas from RandomVGC's I don't even know her what is it called on Google. It's not Google, I cannot think of it. I'm gonna have to look at my phone. Google Drive. She posted a link to her Google Drive where she had multiple teams for users who follow her on Twitter to look at. Gave it a little look, because I was having a little trouble building a new team, and gave me lots of ideas. And one team that caught my eye was this Tapu Lele team. So I obviously didn't just straight up take the team. I considered some of the sets and reframed some of the EVs, some of the moves, and then also took some Pokemon away and kept others and made it into my own unique team. So that is going to be the team that we are building today. So let's just get right into that. 1 second. There we are. Alright, so obviously, like I said, Tapu Lele was the Pokemon that I wanted to build around with this team. So that is going to be the first Pokemon that we add on here onto Showdown. Is going to be that Tapu Lele. And obviously a lot of people have been running Scarf Lele, some people even running Specs Lele. Well, I've grown extremely fond of Citrus Lele because I feel like if you invest enough in Tapu Lele's bulk, it can be it can live a lot of hits, it can be really good, and it also combined with the move that I will add on to here is pretty good. So first and foremost, obviously, we do want Psychic as our stab, especially in Psychic Terrain. So we definitely want that. Then we have Moonblast as our other stab option. So we also obviously want that. And then this is the move where usually get filler or something there, well, or you get like Thunderbolt. We're gonna go with Calm Mind because our plan is not to try to take on Celesteela. I honestly don't even like Thunderbolt Tapu Lele. I just think it doesn't need to be trying to stay in while Celesteela's on the field at all. And usually when you see a Tapu Lele running Thunderbolt, it is due to the fact that they want to stay in and try to Thunderbolt the Celesteelas. I'm not a fan of that, as Heavy Slam, almost no matter what your spread is, usually it usually either does too much damage or it just straight up takes you out. So what we're going to be going with is Calm Mind. Calm Mind's going to be really good coupled with the Citrus Berry, as we will be able to get maybe a Calm Mind off and then be extremely bulky, especially considering depending on what is trying to attack us. I really like this against Goodra. It's pretty good against Goodra, and yeah, I just generally like this bulky Tapu Lele with Calm Mind. I generally just like that. So we're going to go full HP investment to be very, very bulky. Then 188 in defense because we also want to take defensive hits pretty well. Poison Jab's a pretty common move used on Tapu Lele. Knockoff sometimes too is a common move. Throat Chop from Weavile. We take those all pretty nicely with this investment, and we can also live a Heavy Slam with this investment, especially plus the Citrus Berry. So I like that. Lots of scary defensive moves that are used against Tapu Lele are we take better with 188 in defense. Then we're just going to go 28 in special attack because we will be using Calm Mind a lot, so we don't need to be overly invested in that. And then 36 just to outspeed other Leles that might be really shooting for that speed stat. If they're like Light Orb Lele or something that are really shooting for that speed stat, and there's something else that outspeeds that I can't remember, but it gets the job done. 36 in speed, and then 28 with the Modest Nature, so that we still hit hard even with the only 28 invested in special attack, but we do have the Modest Nature. And Calm Mind is going to do quality damage to a lot. Well, no, I mean, once we get a Calm Mind off, then we can do quality damage to a lot of Pokemon, so it's not bad at all. So this is generally the Pokemon I built around. Bulky Lele, setting up Psychic Terrain with Psychic Moonblast and Calm Mind, so I could get some Calm Minds off. So what I really needed now was another Pokemon that functioned in Psychic Terrain. I can threaten a lot of things in Psychic Terrain. I can make Lele's life a lot easier. And the Pokemon that I came up with was Metagross. And what Metagross does is Metagross is able to take on all of the other Tapus pretty well, other than maybe Tapu Fini, which is extremely well, not extremely rare, but it's definitely seldom used as of right now. As I'm not sure I saw a single Tapu Fini at during the matches that I watched during London Regionals. So you can see that Tapu Fini is definitely on the lower end of usage. So I feel like Metagross takes on all the rest that aren't really Tapu Fini pretty well, all the other Tapus. So that makes Tapu Lele's life a lot easier with getting off Calm Minds. Kind of makes a lot of Tapus protect that decided they wanted to lead against this against my team, and then it makes them protect. I get a Calm Mind off and we're in business, or I get a really strong Psychic attack off on whatever didn't protect, And yeah, it's a good combo. Obviously, this combo is really weak to Alolan Marowak, but we will get to how we deal with Alolan Marowak when the time comes. So for right now, we have this Metagross, and the item that we're going to go with is an interesting item in Psychic Seed that's going to raise our special defense when we're in that Psychic terrain. And I really like that. Oh, and I also really like Metagross's Clear Body, not it being able to be intimidated. Arcanine's a Pokemon that's usually led on Metagross, and it prevents it from being intimidated by Arcanine, and then Arcanine also likes to go for those snarls, so it also doesn't mind Lele that much, but it also doesn't really want to take a full powered Psychic before it can get a snarl off. But either way, though, it I really do like Clear Body as intimidates good. Gyarados, Arcanine, Crocodile, Intimidate is good. But oh, even with Crocodile threatens Metagross, but Tapu Lele threatens Crocodile. But obviously Tapu Lele doesn't want to take the dark move either. So dark types are a little scary to this lead, and we will eventually get to that. But for right now, Psychic Seed raising that special defense. We won't be investing too much in special defense, so that will be pretty huge for that. Let's go moveset though. We do want our strongest Steel type move, and that's going to be Meteor Mash, to literally just obliterate things that are weak to Steel types and to hit things that it hits neutrally pretty hard still. Then Zen Headbutt for that stab, Psychic type attack in Psychic terrain. That's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of things, and it's going to hit lots of things really hard in Psychic terrain. Then an interesting move in Hidden Power Fire. As we're using Hidden Power Fire because obviously this lead still doesn't really like other Steel types, and we're using Hidden Power Fire so we can get good damage off on other Steel types. Metagross still has a 95 special attack stat that a lot of people look over, and it's not bad at all with Hidden Power Fire as long as they're not using a nature that that hampers or brings down special attack, and we won't be, so that's not bad at all. Moving on to the EV spread, we're going to go 84 in HP. Decent bulk in HP, only 8 in attack because we really want to be pretty bulky, and we still do hit things extremely hard in Psychic terrain, and then we also hit all the Tapu side, which is really good, and I like bulky Metagross, I like it a lot. And then 4 in special defense, and we're going to go 248 in speed, and that allows us to no matter what outspeed Arcanine. And I really like that because, like I said, Arcanine is a Pokemon that is very common and definitely likes seeing a Metagross and trying to come in on a Metagross. We're running enough speed so we can hit Arcanine with a Zen Headbutt before it can attack us, and that should do at least 60 to 70 damage, sometimes even more depending on the Arcanine spread. And that's such quality damage to be able to get off Arcanine. We can double target it and just take out Arcanine, completely take out Arcanine when it thought it was a decent answer to these two. And then, like I said, we're actually going to leave that serious nature right there. We're going with a neutral nature, as we don't want to hamper any of our defenses, just to not hamper special attack. So we're just going to go with a neutral nature and leave it at that. So interesting enough. And then we're going to go Celesteela, and with Celesteela we're going to go Leftovers and Beast Boost, obviously. And Celesteela is just good. There's not much else to say about this. If you haven't noticed, that Celesteela is good at this point, with it being on the two teams we use in the series so far, and now it's going to be on the 3rd team now. If you haven't realized it's good, then you are really slacking at this point. And we are going to go with Wide Guard and Protect. And this is a Pokemon that was on the original team, and we're switching out. We're going with the exact same spread. I actually think this spread is genius. This is a very good Celesteela spread. I definitely love going fully in special defense. We'll get to that, but yeah, I love the Celesteela spread. That I'm not sure whose team this was. This RandomVGC just has a bunch of teams all on her Google Drive, so I'm not sure whose team this was, but they had a very a Celesteela spread that I definitely really liked. And They initially though had substitute, but due to the Pokemon that I did change on this team, I definitely think wide guard benefits our team better than substitute. But we still do got that leftovers, which I feel like is by far the best item on Celesteela. I really am not even a fan of running anything other than leftovers on Celesteela, because I feel like everything else is just very inferior to leftovers on Celesteela. And then we're going to go with that 164. Oh, I am still looking at Metagross. I'm definitely still looking at Metagross. Where are we at here? 68. 252 and the 36 will just be done. And we are going to go with a Careful Nature to also boost our special defense, so that we take those special hits like great. Like, this set takes some special attacks really, really well, and I like it. Almost always special, well, not almost always, but special attacks are really often used on Celesteela, as electric attacks are almost always special unless you run into a wild charge, I think it is, Tapu Koko, which is extremely rare. So the special electric type attacks are usually special. And then what else? Ice Beam's used on Celesteela sometimes if your opponent can't hit you for super effective. I know that the fire type moves in the meta are usually physical, but there still is Flamethrower Celesteela is going around. I'm not a big fan of that set at all, but there's Flamethrower Celesteela is going around, and there's Flamethrower Arcanines going around. Even though I don't really think either of those hit hard enough to be worth it, they're going around, and this allows us to take on those beautifully. So not bad. There's not much else to say, just fully special defense investments so that we can take special hits extremely well. Wide guard to support the team, as with the Pokemon I switched, I definitely like wide guard more than substitute. And HP, decent HP investment. This helps us live a few things. I can't actually remember everything to elaborate on it all, but the HP and defense bulk allow us to live a few things from the defensive side. Oh, they turned some 2-hit KOs, I think, into 3-hit KOs. So let's continue, and we have a Pokemon that I have yet to use, and I've honestly already wanted to use it because it's so powerful, and that's going to be Alolan Marowak. And Alolan Marowak is just so freaking good, as it hits so hard, and for a fire ghost type to be able to get lightning rod, it's just almost absurd. Honestly, it's literally almost absurd. But it supports the Celesteela extremely well, and it'll support another member of our team, as you will see, also pretty well. Even though most people would think that they would kind of be opposites, it supports it well in my opinion. So we will be adding lightning rod, Alolan Marowak, and we'll be going with a very bulky set that still does good damage. So, movesets. Shadow Bone and Flare Blitz is our stab. Very standard, good moves to just run on Alolan Marowak. Bonamarang, obviously, to hit the Tapu Koko twice and to get it out of there. It's just good, and it's just a good ground type move in general that does quality damage, especially with that thick club. And then obviously Protect, because this Pokemon is slow and we don't want to get in targeted when we don't have to. So we are going to go with a 252 in HP to be extremely bulky HP wise. And we're going to go with 100 in tech. Nothing over the top, but still really good to do lots of damage. And then 68 in special defense and 84 to outspeed a lot of other Alolan Marowaks and be the one to hit first, unless they're going full speed or some absurd amount of speed, though, which will kind of hurt their Alolan Marowak in the long run if you're running too much more speed than what we got right here. And that Adamant Nature, so that we can still hit really hard with that 100 EVs in attack plus the Adamant Nature, so not bad at all. 252 in HP and 68 in special defense. Allows us to turn a few 2-hit KOs into 3-hit KOs, and I think that allows us to live a power gem from Nihilego. I'm not 100% sure on that, don't quote me on that, but I think it might allow us. And then yeah, the 84 to make sure we outspeed other Alolan Marowaks, really huge. I want to be able to take them out before they can take us out, because as much as Alolan Marowak helps this team out, it's actually a pretty big threat to the team, to our team back. So I definitely enjoy having that speed set, so maybe we can take out other Marowaks that aren't running some absurd amount of speed. Next though, we are going to get into this is going to be a last minute team archetype that I threw onto the team. The original owner of the team, I think they had, I can't remember, I think they had a Gyarados and something else. I can't remember what was in the last slot, but they had 2 different Pokemon in these 2 slots, and they had a very different Celesteela set, and they had a decently different Metagross set. But they generally had all those 4 Pokemon in some shape, way, or form. These last 2 are going to be completely added by me, as this is a team archetype that we actually faced in our Climbing the Ladder series. So if you haven't seen this team archetype, definitely go check it out. That I thought was really, really good, and I definitely thought that they fit on this team good, because I was replacing Pelipper with a Gyarados. Oh, and I was replacing Smeargle with the next Pokemon that I feel is personally I like using better than Smeargle, and then I especially like using it better than Smeargle would have been on this team with this Pelipper. So we are going to go the Waterium Z Pelipper, and this is I'm not going to take credit for this Pelipper set. This is one of the sets that Aaron Zhang suggested in his team building video. So a lot of people think that that some people are such masterminds with spreads. A lot of VGC spreads is just helping each other out and throwing around information, and after you use a spread for a while, that someone else is maybe improving it to your liking or specifically to your team. So you don't have to go wild with spreads, really. You can use other people's spreads and get a feel for if they work for your team a little bit, because this spread works really well. I really like this. This is probably my favorite Pelipper spread. There's almost nothing OHKOs it other than an electric type move, as Pelipper is 4 times weak to that because of its water flying typing. But other than that, almost nothing OHKOs it, so we usually are able to get that tailwind off if we're not Rock Slide flinched by Garchomp or Crocodile. And then the Waterium Z, just to hit so many things so hard and just obliterate them inside of rain, as we are Drizzle. And Surf combined with our next Pokemon actually works really well. I know you look at our team right now and you're like, what do you surf next to? Well, you'll see what we surf next to. And also with that special defense investment that we do have on our Celesteela, it actually takes a surf extremely well, like very, very well. And even both of these, like, they don't want to take, especially not Metagross, maybe Tapu Lele a little bit more, but they don't want to take a surf, but it's definitely not the end of the world for either of them, as we did invest more in bulk. So it's not bad at all. Surf's not bad at all on this team. And then since we usually never really O-code by 1 attack, we usually have to be double targeted. If our opponent doesn't double target us, we usually do get that tailwind up, which is so good on this team. Like, the tailwind works so good with Calm Mind Lele, because after we Calm Mind, then we also have that tailwind. We're just hitting things so hard, and we're actually fast now when we're usually not that fast. Like 120, it's not that fast, so it makes us so much faster. It makes this Metagross even more scary than it already was. And then it makes Alolan Marowak just so freaking scary, and it really makes our last member really, really scary. So I really like that. And then Hurricane for Tapu Bulu. We usually with the spread we're going with, we outspeed most Tapu Bulus, so we can go for that Hurricane. And OHKO's majority sets, I think it honestly doesn't, the only set it doesn't OHKO is like maybe a Sash Tapu Bulu, which is unheard of, really. I don't know why, but I've seen on the ladder so far that I've been using this team with, I've seen a lot of people get thrown off by a Hurricane OHKO Tapu Bulu, so it works in our favor. We are just going with that modest nature to hit as hard as possible, especially with Surf being a double targeting move. We definitely want to be able to still hit as hard as possible, even though that the double targeting will bring down how much damage it does do, even though it is in rain. So we want to hit as hard as possible, especially with that Waterium Z2, to just straight obliterate things and take their life away. There's a few things currently in the meta. resist water. Very few things resist water type moves, so it's not bad at all. I have Melodic, that's one of the few other like viable water types. Polytoad, but I haven't seen that much outside of Wolfie Glick using it, or Wolf Glick using it at London Regionals. So it works extremely well. And like I said, the investment is literally, the 132 is just to not really be OHKO'd by anything that isn't an electric type move, and then 252 to hit as hard as possible, and 124 to make sure we 100% outspeed those Booloos. And it's just right above that 100 speed stat, which a few things hit, so we get right above it, so not bad. And then and obviously with Tailwind, after a Tailwind setup, we outspeed a Tapu Koko by 2 points after Tailwind is set up, so not bad. Tapu Koko is a big threat to the rain lead if I do go with it. But then we have our last member. This is a Pokemon that after I faced it, I was dying to use, and that's going to be Parasect. And Parasect is going to be Sash, because it is not living many hits without a Sash. So definitely Sash. And Dry Skin, which is such an amazing ability with Pelipper next to Parasect, as Dry Skin is a ability that allows Pelipper to get health back when it is in it allows it to get health back not only when it's in rain, but also when a water type move is targeted at it. So I'm able to surf, and all it does is either not affect Parasect if it's at full, or it heals it by 1/4. So I really like it. And obviously Focus Sash to live stuff, because Parasect is extremely, nothing's blowing you, especially how low that HP stat is. It's really not living much, so it definitely needs that Focus Sash. One thing that I like is it does get access to Energy Ball. Obviously Showdown is a Pokemon that kind of shuts down our rain lead, but Energy Ball allows us to hit it ×4 effectively, and I'll get into exactly how much damage that can do. Then our next move is going to be Spore, and I know some people hate the move Spore, but it's so good, and it's so good on a Focus Sash Pokemon too, so that means it has to be double targeted. But if my opponent wastes their time double targeting Parasect, then I either get a Water Z off with Pelipper, or I get a Tailwind off with Pelipper, and both of those just are so bad for my opponent. Even if they do get rid of Parasect, that is so bad for my opponent to allow me to do either of those things. I'm either taking some out, or I'm making my team so fast, and then I can now go for that Water Z. So yeah, Focus Sash with Spore is so good. It's really good. And then what was I thinking of? What is that? Oh, obviously Rage Powder, because electric type moves are targeted at Pelipper, and Parasect is a grass type, so it actually takes those electric type moves pretty well. And as long as it's not Discharge, which is the reason we are running Wide Guard support, and even have Marowak due to Discharge still being a thing. But yeah, as long as it's not Discharge, with that grass typing, Parasect actually takes a lot of electric type moves extremely well. So Rage Powder actually is really good. I love Redirection. It was great in VGC 15. Wasn't as good as in VGC 16 due to all the double targeting moves that there were, but it's back. Redirection is good again. And then obviously Protect, just so that if my opponent gets a little too ridiculous, he knows that what Parasect does and how much of a threat it is. They'll usually double target into that. I just protect it, and they just wasted their turn, and Pelipper does some huge damage to their team. So not bad at all. And we are just going to go with a very standard 252 and 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense, and 252 in speed. The 252 and the Modest Nature for Parasect allows Energy Ball to OHKO some Showdown sets, not all. I have not ran into too many so far, so I can't tell you for sure how many it OHKOs, but I did the calc, and it does OHKO a few of them. But I had someone live on like 1 or like 2 HP with their Showdown set, so I'm not sure what the typical Showdown set is, so that's why I can't say how certain it is, but it does OHKO excuse me, it does kill a good few of them, so not bad. And then, like I said, Spore, because it's so good with a focus dash, you need to double target me to prevent me from getting a Spore off. And it's also so good with me getting a Tailwind off and Pelipper still being alive. Then Parasec's going to be faster than a good few things, so it's able to Spore them and render them useless for a good while. And then Rage Powder just to protect Pelipper. And when I do that, especially in Tailwind, I can surf, get Parasec's health back, and then my opponents are just stuck in an absolute pickle. So not bad at all. So we have the Tapu Lele, bulky Tapu Lele with Citrus, Psychic Terrain, Psychic Moonblast, Calm Mind, and Protect. And then we have Metagross with the Psychic Seed to raise its special defense, Clear Body to avoid Intimidate and stuff like that. And then Meteor Mash, and Headbutt, HP Fire, and Protect with a serious nature. And then we have Leftover Celstilla, decently standard, but just lots of investment in special defense. And then Heavy Slam, Leech Seed, and Wide Guard. The reason with Wide Guard is for the Rock Slide on Pelipper. Lots of people love going for a Rock Slide on Pelipper and just hoping that it flinches. So I do like sometimes leading Pelipper Celstilla to avoid the Rock Slide. So not bad. And then Marowak, Alolan Marowak with Shadow Ball and Flare Blitz, Bone Namarang. Alolan Marowak, sometimes my opponent will lead with their electric type, just 100% expecting us to go with Pelipper. And I'll go, even if I do go with the rain lead, I'll just switch right into Alolan Marowak, and all electric types are weak to ground. So even though rain's up and I can't go for my Flare Blitz, it's still really good to have that ground coverage. And then Celstilla is not grass type, so I can still put stuff to sleep with the Parasect, so not bad. Then we got Pelipper with the Water MZ and Drizzle, Rain to support the teams. We do even have a few Steel types. They also appreciate the Rain support, weakening those Fire type moves, and even making this monster even more bulky. And then honestly, this might even be the MVP. Oh, I like Shiny Parasect, but honestly, maybe even the MVP of the team. Alright, so let's hop into the ladder and get our first game with this team. Alright, so we're going to run into a pretty unstandard team. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Butterfree's really not that good. Alright, we'll see what my opponent goes for. That Butterfree, that Mirror, why can't I think of this name? Why can't I think of this? Cloyster. Talonflame, Alolan Sandslash, and I don't know why I can't think of this thing's type Null. Alright. We're just gonna go with our rain lead. Can't think of any reason why not to. We're going to go with our rain lead, Metagross, and Celstilla. Is going to lead that Butterfree, interestingly enough. I'm just going to serve and Spore the Talonflame. I don't see how we can go wrong here. See what my opponent goes for. They just go for that Brave Bird. Not bad. See if they double targeted Parasect. They just went for Sleep Powder. Good try. So unfortunately we're not going to hit that Spore. Oh we are. I thought, is it just Bug Flying? Yeah, it's just Bug Flying. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, so good. Thankfully our opponent missed that Sleep Powder. That would have actually been tragic if they would have hit that Sleep Powder. But relying on Sleep Powder is much worse than relying on Spore. So not the smartest by my opponent. Yeah, I'm just going to double target Coaster. Yeah, and that will take it out. You do no damage with Energy Ball though. Alright, Sylveon comes in. It's Fire type, that's bad. That is actually just bad. So I'm going to just go for that surf. That should take out Butterfree. Unless it gets this. Oh, it goes for a tail. Going to go for another surf and switch in Parasect. It should be VG since this is fire type Silverly, however you say it. I don't know how to say that. We'll take an Ice Beam and we will win the game likely. Yeah. Alright, it wasn't the most competitive right there, so let's see if we can get a more competitive opponent this time. Alright, so my opponent is going to have a team of Tapu Koko, Electivire, Celesteela, Gastrodon, Alolan Marowak, and that Tapu Bulu. So this is a very interesting team. I haven't seen Electivire used at all. So I'm going to go Tapu Lele. I'm just going to go Tapu Lele, Pelipper, Alolan Marowak, and let's start like this one. My opponent just forfeited. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I want to play that team. Who knows why? See if we can get a decent opponent here. This is getting a little ridiculous. Just looking for an opponent here. So let's see if we can get that. Alright. Another kind of off-meta team as we see the Braviary, something I haven't really seen yet. Do see Alolan Marowak, Gastrodon, and Gudra. Really good standard Pokemon. And then we see the keys. We see Klefki. And we see Pheromosa, so interesting team, interesting for sure. I'm going to go on my double Psychic lead. I don't see anything other than Marowak, which we can double target, that's really making me not wanting to do that. And then I will go with the Rain team in the back. I really do like going with the Rain in the back. It's a lot stiff. I'm with that Braviary and that Marowak. So, I feel like my opponent might protect the Marowak. If he doesn't, he got balls because I could just double target it and take its life away. So we'll see if he does or doesn't. I'm just going to Calm Mind. If he attacks my Tapu Lele, he will take it out. If he doesn't, we have a Calm Mind up. And I will just Zen Headbutt that Braviary to get as much damage off on it as possible. I don't think anything Braviary can go for that will take out both of these, but it likely is Scarf and just going to spam Brave Bird. So maybe protecting Tapu Lele was a better move, but I didn't just want to get double targeted. My opponent just takes out Marowak. That is crazy. We are going to miss our Zen Headbutt though, but we do get that Calm Mind up. Let's see what Braviary went for. If it does just go for Zim and go well. It's probably going to take out our Tapu Lele. Oh, it does not. And we eat that good stuff up. And we will go for that Zen Headbutt now, and we will just protect. Let's hope Gastrodon doesn't get a Scald. Okay. No burn. Alright, so no Scald burn, not bad. So now, opponent's faster, not really much I can do about that. I just need to take out this Braviary. So even if he does attack Tapu Lele, yeah, which he does, I didn't really have a switch in for that. I just need to take out the Braviary. There we go. Another Scald, let's hope for no burn. Yes, no burn. Not bad. Okay, they have 2 turns of Talon left. So I'm going to double protect this turn. Stall out Tailwind. We're going to double protect. My opponent did just go for that Boonamarang, and that Boonamarang and Scald. So we will switch in Parasect. Can take that like a monster. I mean, we'll just go for that Surf. Hopefully this doesn't burn, and it doesn't. So we will take out that Marowak. Yeah, there we go. And we do get Gastrodon and Storm Drain, but now that the That's gone. Next is just going to protect score. Okay, we do get a nice beam. Let's see if my opponent double targeted that parasect. Oh, we're faster. Not bad. And they thought I was going to attack it. Not bad. Not bad. So now we can Z moves that into Oblivion. And I will just go for the energy ball. Oh, I forgot. Oh my god, I'm a fool. Ah, that takes out Gastrodon. I'm not sure if it mattered. Not sure. I am a fool for going for that. That surf though. That was bad. I mean, we'll just Rage Powder at this point. That is GG. Oh, I'm a fool for going for that. Man, that was bad. Alright, Sash. Not bad. We'll just surf and Rage Powder again. Opponent picks up. Go for Bug Buzz. That takes us out. So far from that will be game, so not bad. Better opponent. Nothing crazy. Alright, see if we could get a little bit better of an opponent. Alright, so we do get an opponent who has a team of Tapu Koko, Alolan Raichu, Celesteela, Sylveon, or Silvally. I really don't know how to say that Pokemon's name. I really haven't even tried to say it until now. Salamence, Anilo, and Marowak, so not bad. They definitely got lots of electric going on. So I do like Marowak as a lead. Like Marowak with what to do. What do I want to go with Marowak? I'm actually going to go with a Marowak Parasect lead with Tapu Lele and Metagross in his back. Alright, leaving that. I'm just going to protect Parasect and go for that Banana. See what my opponent goes for. Speed this up a little bit. Speed this up just a tad. Both switch, that won't be working. Not sure what you thought was going to happen there. Opponent will go for Snarl, but that's not like that matters at all. Yeah, and one takes out the Raichu, so not bad. I think Snarl is likely just to be Sash on Parasect, but we won't be allowing that to happen. Going to switch out. Don't want to double switch. No, I'm going to let my opponent double target Parasect if they have the balls. Hydro Pump, okay. So my opponent does not double target Parasect, so he will put the Salamence to sleep. I will just go for Calm Mind Rage Powder. Alright, opponent goes for Snow. I'm just going to go for Moonblast now and Spore the Sylveon. Alright, does take Salamence. We'll get another Snorlax, which will take us below our usual special attack stat with Tapu Lele, but we will be putting this Sylveon to sleep, so not bad. pivot, so Stilla. I'm going to pull a double switch. Okay, good play by my opponent. So I just went to break that sub, and he will. His Sylveon will wake up. So not bad. We'll just go for that double target on it again now. I want the sub broken. Oh, that doesn't break it? What? I wouldn't have went for that if I would have known it wouldn't have broke it. That is some sad news. Okay, so now we're actually in a little tight of a spot. So I thought that would have certainly broke the sub. I've just let the Sylveon sit here for a little tad too long. So let's go for a Meteor Mash. Doesn't do the damage I would have fully liked. It is going to get that sub back up, so this isn't the best at all. Going to go for this play. Oh my god. I think that's actually game, isn't it? It might be, unless the Psychic takes out Sylveon, that's game. Or Silvally, yeah, unless it takes out Silvally, that's game. And it does not take it out, so yeah, that is going to be game. That was terrible hacks on my opponent's end. Especially now that pair, we actually had a chance again, but we didn't because at least he took out Marowak, but not bad. That was a little ridiculous. We're going to get one more game, and then call it quits. Call it quits. Because that was just that was me underestimating my opponent. Not only did I underestimate my opponent in that one, I also just didn't consider Sylveon a threat, and I was able to just snarl my team down as I had 3 things weak to snarl, even though 2 of them weren't actually physical attackers. It just, I mean, special attackers. It actually still just wore them down, and then we missed Zen Headbutt twice, I think. That was pretty unfortunate. Alright, we do have a new opponent though who does have a team of Metagross along with Marowak, Garchomp, Gyarados, along with Marowak, and another Braviary, so I don't know what's up with the new jump to use in Braviary, excuse me, but interesting. I was going to go with the dubious rain lead if my opponent goes with Magnezone. I'll just switch it along with Marowak, and Magnezone can't really touch along Marowak at all, so we'll be fine there. And then it leads Gyarados. That's like the only thing that might be an issue, but hopefully we can get a Spore off on Gyarados somehow, some way, and we should be in business. I just need to speed this up a little bit more. So. did lead that Gyarados. Okay, they actually went on a very interesting lane. I'm going to tell and protect. I don't think Gyarados can just take out Pelipper. My opponent does just go for a Dragon Dance. That's unfortunate though. Oh my god, and then he also tailed. Oh god. Trying to think of how I'm going to deal with this Gyarados now. Because I got a Rage Powder Protect. Let's go for that Ice Fang. Yes, we are faster though, so we will get rid of that Braviary. Not bad. That is trouble. Magnezone's extremely slow though. I don't think even a +1 Gyarados is takes out yeah, I'm just going to go for that protect. Yeah, the Ice Fang on Parasits. Half a hit that. That will take us out. You are now tuned into the hottest producer in the game, PlatinumHits.com. Alright, we're actually not in the worst position. Because now I can just Shadow Bone and Rage Powder. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Ah, yes, let's go. Bad play from my opponent, let's go. Alright, we get rid of that Gyarados, that was extremely scary. Now we just have a Magnezone that can't go for its I have a Magnezone in that can't go for its electric type moves while we have a Cell still in, so awesome. Yeah, but I knew my opponent would likely just go for that knockoff, so not bad. We'll just Bone Hammering and get another Leech Seed off. We will get rid of that Alolan Mud. So this is going to be GG, and this is definitely what I wanted to showcase of this team in this last game, as our opponent does just forfeit. So there we go. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys like the team. I definitely put a good amount of effort into building this team. I definitely switched around a lot of EV spreads on the 4 Pokemon that this team originally had that I kept on this team. I definitely switched around those EV spreads a decent amount. Switched around a few moves, switched around a few items, and then I added a little archetype that I actually really like in Pelipper and Parasite. So if you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, as it does really help out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. And either way, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. Anyways though, if you have anything to let me know about the team, what's your favorite part of the team, what you want to see the team accomplish, as we will be taking the team to Battle Spot tomorrow and trying to ladder as high as we can. So I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Definitely leave any comments about the team in the comment section below. I appreciate your time. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.